Celebrity Book Club. Who's that knocking at the door? It's all your friends, you filthy whore. Your husband's gone and we've got books and a bottle of wine to kill. It's Hollywood. It's books. It's gossip. I'm shook. It's memoirs. It's martinis. It's Studio 54. It's Celebrity Book Club. Come read it while it's hot. Celebrity Book Club. Tell your secrets, we won't talk. Celebrity Book Club. No boys are allowed. Celebrity Book Club. Say it loud and proud. Celebrity Book Club.
Buzz me in, I brought the Cuervo.
Hey, best friend. Oh my God, Lily Marota.
Oh my God, Stephen Phillips Horst. Okay, so let's just kind of get this all out and open.
Let's be super honest, because this podcast is all about
honesty
reveals and coming to the red table. So we fully just recorded an episode.
We invited Wheeler, famous wine guy of upstate New York and the greater world.
We invited someone of deep wine experience to come join the VIP lounge. And we thought, we're just going to kick back, have some wines.
Taste some wines.
Classic VIP stuff. As it unfolded,
things progressed. One, Wheeler's hilarious
and a genius, and we realized that wine is a story.
Wine is a book. It's, I mean, like the Bible. I mean, it's almost like a sister to the Bible episode.
Yes, it is, because
Jesus made wine.
Jesus made wine, and wine is the oldest thing in the world, and the Bible's the second oldest. But wine came first,
and each bottle is a different book. So in many ways, we just read 5 books, and by reading 5 books, I mean drank 5 bottles of wine.
No, we're joking. There's a lot of each bottle.
There's a lot. Yeah, no, it was tastings, and again, tastings.
Super professional. We are all driving home separately
in our huge Pioneer Woman SUVs.
So
Escalades.
What you're about to hear is a full app with Wheeler, where we're going to talk about wine. And again, wine is the book.
Wine is the book. Please enjoy.
We're always talking about alcohol on the show, but we're never fucking drinking it.
I mean, sometimes we're having one beer in the studio.
Yeah.
I know, and wine happens, of course. But I want to lift the curtain, open the curtain.
Yeah, today we're actually going right to the vineyard, right to the source. We're pulling grapes fresh off the vine because we have such a special guest here with us. We have someone who is an experto in vino.
I would say, I feel like one of the most famous wine people in the world.
Absolutely. World is a relative term, and your world
is
a beautiful world. All the way from Hudson, New York. He's putting out a cookbook with Lil Debs. Maybe you've heard of it. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. One of the chicest, cool, upstate queer restaurants in existence. We're talking about none only than the wine guy, Wheeler.
That is how I require all greetings to be said. I require my name to be shouted by multiple people anytime before I start speaking. It's a pleasure to be here, and a pleasure to watch you both putting your money where your mouth is in terms of drinking.
Because thank you. Yeah.
You do talk about wine. You do talk about a teeny. You do talk about a cocktail.
No, and now you're going to hold our feet to the fire and see if we're actually full of shit or if we know what we're talking about.
What if this whole time we were actually sober and it was this whole branding thing and we're tasting the wine and be like, what is this stuff? It's totally, it's just like soda.
Yucky.
Yeah, ew.
Oh, growth, I want a Capri Sun. Wait, so what is your impression of us? Not to pry, but so you heard us talk about wine, or you be like, wait, they're actually wine geniuses?
Or are you oh my God, come off it.
I love hearing you two talk about going to restaurants and debriefing all you're and actually the appetizers are the most important thing. I don't think I got the right entree, and actually we fucked up with the wine selection, blah, 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 blah. And the booth was small, and the chairs, blah, 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 blah. And
the full spiral.
And I love it, and also it is even being in the restaurant industry, you're always it's just another thing to talk about. There's your friends who are single. There's
yeah. Wait, so we're calling the top 5.
This is the top 5 topics.
Okay, so single people and the things they do.
Yep.
Restaurants, going to them, having fun, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Group dynamics.
Yes. No, like,
Right.
well, but
She was awkward in the group.
She was on the group.
Did you see the way that they looked at her?
Right,
Did
right,
you
right.
see the way that like she left?
Right.
Like,
my favorite
the
is like
way she left.
when you see people in a larger like friend group, but they're never the ones
Yeah.
to hang out alone, and you're like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Yes.
yeah. Or
Yes.
like layers always in the group dynamics.
Yes.
Hair layers, new outfits, old outfits, haircuts.
Completely. The aesthetic. We'll just lump that under aesthetic.
Yeah, aesthetic critique.
And then I think that takes us to 4. And so I guess 5 is like,
Well, then it's like, then there's people who are in relationships.
yeah.
I think that's the other thing. It's like,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
single people, and it's like, oh my God. It's like, so, and then there's like the people who are in a relationship, like, oh my God, when are they going to break
Yeah.
up? You know what I mean? It's when are they going to
Yeah.
break up, or when are they ever going to find
Yeah.
love? And
Yeah. My instinct was to just bang this wine key on the table like a gavel, like
Yeah.
settled.
So settle down.
Take it to print. We're good.
I think that's what they do on Chrissy Teigen's court show.
You know, I can't say I'm familiar.
You don't watch Chrissy's court on Roku TV? On the
After
No,
a
but-
long, night of popping bottles.
What really lets me let my hair down.
A little bit of Chrissy and the Eve. Now, Wheels, if I may call you that, you have...
You're wincing at that.
No, I get wheels. I was honestly emotionally when I hear the worst. I'm just gonna out myself here. Happy Pride, and in honor of Pride, I'm gonna out myself and say that
Yeah.
I have also been called wee wee affectionately,
In
which
bed.
is bad. Nope, just by friends,
Okay.
coworkers.
I really hate
Family
that.
members.
And
I
I'm,
hate
yeah.
that. Happy Pride to
Yeah, it's
whoever.
bad. But it was a preemptive wince, and I wish I could have rescinded it.
Hate it. And I'm sorry that I even triggered that for you at all. No, I'm a huge hater of baby talk, and I'm a huge hater of
hate
words
baby
that I
talk over
put
here.
in this sort of baby category.
Finally, someone says it.
I hate the word.
Wheels to me is
Yeah.
a little more like, like restaurant stuff. You're like, Wheels, can you grab like the ice out back?
Which is where we keep the ice.
Yeah, ice.
You gotta keep it outside.
That's how it stays best.
Well, because your cocktails. You're like, oh no, we're doing a chilled red with a little bit of melted ice.
Mm-hmm.
It's this medium because you never. Can we just get straight into it?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I was going to
Wine
say...
temperatures.
Oh, right. Well, okay, so when I worked
Yeah.
at City Winery, which may shock you...
Okay, Stephen was an usher
I
for
was
3
I
months
was
at
an usher
City
for-
Winery.
which is a venue, but also the only winery in Manhattan. And-
I'm white knuckled holding myself onto this rolling chair. That's the level of shock.
I was taught by our Israeli owner. He was just like, people always serve red wine too hot and white wine too cold because the consumer is stupid and they think that white wine should be icy and red wine should be roasted. And so a lot of people would be shocked at the kind of slightly cooler temperature that red would be delivered to their table at a City Winery, and we'd have to say no. This is what it's supposed to
And it's moms going to see Diana Krall being like, why is my cab freezing?
I think my only critique on that is that it's not just consumers that are stupid, it's everyone that
Right.
is stupid.
Wow. While we're talking, do you mind if we pop a bottle while
Yeah.
we continue talking about this? I just got
Well,
thirsty
first,
all of a sudden.
before we pop the bottles, we'll first pop the glasses. I brought a fourth one. Sorry. We can't puncture the womb of this recording booth.
Okay.
Oh, we can pass out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can hold it out.
Kind of like we're trying to pass a wine glass to producer Ben, and I like to think of it like he's kind of this medieval jail ward. Mm-hmm. And we're passing it. Sorry, not to bring up prison.
Yeah, Lily,
Benefits.
abolition in all time periods, okay? Not
no
just
cops,
Yeah.
no Psalms,
No sulfur.
No.
That's a new phrase that Wheeler has taught us. Do any of these have to breathe?
No.
Because is that old school?
No, it's not.
Okay.
There's a lot, there are a lot of wines out there that do better after, it's kind of, I'm just going to be honest about myself for a moment. I'm a nervous talker. I don't know if you guys are.
Yes.
But if I'm in a new space, I'll be like, bah, 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 at first, just to get my bearings. And then once I chill out, it's easier. And I think that there are a lot of wines like that. But it's not just.
I love that.
it's not just for a really tannic, tight wine. It also, I've found, there's this thing in wine called volatile acidity, which is you can feel it in the back of your throat. Because acid in a wine...
I'm very familiar with that region.
Oh, yeah. Huge casino.
My eyes just roll back in my head and blood starts pouring out of them. But yeah, with volatile acidity, when you drink it, it kind of tastes like warm orange juice, where you're like, this isn't right. Like, this goes all the way back. And that can happen for a lot of reasons in the winemaking process. And there are many people that sell wine and promote wine that think of that as just a flaw and dismiss the wine. But there are a lot of cases where with volatile acidity, if you just let it breathe, it's kind of like taking an anti-carceral approach to social dynamics. And if a reparative one, perhaps?
It's a little more like psychological squad that shows up.
Right.
It's a
Where
mediators
it's like,
in your parents'
if
divorce.
If someone's annoying at first, a little bit of empathy could turn them into like a great friend.
And maybe let's think about what these grapes have been through. You know, they've been trapped in steel barrels.
The trauma over
Well, and also,
centuries.
some of them
the trauma of steel.
have been with these families,
Okay.
these winemaking families. Oh, wait, I'll show.
There's going to be an air popping
I feel
sound
like
that's
you
so
two are
satisfying.
like the two bad hunters that are like waiting for the thing. You're like,
For that.
and you're like,
Stag.
Whispering away deers.
hold. Okay.
And then like the cell phone's ringing.
Vibrating. Oh, shit, Tom.
One of you's on Eater.
Being like, wait, what's a good like total deer dive?
21 stags.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yes, okay.
Okay, 3, 2. Ooh, baby.
God, the release.
So I'm at this now closed down, very chic restaurant, Chicago. Let's go back 2008. I'm there with my ex-girlfriend. She works there. We're dining there for the discount, obviously.
And I'm in the 8th grade.
Okay, yeah, no. It's cool. I love being a queer elder.
I'm in diapers. Go on. Wait, what was that place called?
Province.
Right. And it was like in the loop.
It was in the West Loop, which is where Blackbird is, which is where Next. We're basically all the gastronomie
Right.
that goes on in Chicago.
Chicago's foam district.
It was in the foam district. And
Please hold.
Ooh, that was a loud one.
Clangy.
Yeah, that one.
Mine clang over here. Sorry, natty
that's-
joke.
Sorry, I'm a total wine nerd, okay? So stop me if you can. Sorry, just to quickly finish the story. This guy, the waiter, opens up a bottle of champagne silently, and he goes, silent, just like a woman's orgasm.
Ooh.
And he had just gotten engaged.
Wow. I mean, that's almost too much of a setup,
joke,
an
I
easy
know.
setup. I feel like that's such a a lib tweet, just being like, yeah, I overheard a man say that his wife has silent orgasms. Honey, let me tell you something.
Okay,
Check, please.
your life's about to change, okay?
And this, speaking of change, is the last cork that we're opening.
Damn.
Oh, damn, and she was the loudest.
Yeah, she was the screamer.
A spinner and a screamer.
No silence here.
All right, so I guess now let's go through. You bought 5 beautiful bottles in a huge cooler. The professional. I mean, you say what's so cool is you're like, oh, fuck this, som that. But the utter professionalism.
No, the deep professionalism that there. Well, and you know what I love is kind of you're proving that professionalism is not about a degree or certain language.
A
Professionalism
pin on some blue blazer.
is it's about attitude. It's about confidence, and it's about knowledge, because nothing can take
empathy.
the place of yes, radical empathy.
The radical empathy that's happening right now is great. See?
Other than the X factor that I have been described as having, I am also an empath. So, and I think I really translate that into my practice here.
Oh,
no.
Okay,
well, I mean,
spirit is present.
But to be a som, not to use the word, but people know what the word means. Like, it is being an empath to some extent.
It's fully, I mean...
You have to, like, someone is telling you something, and they may or may not be using the vocabulary they're supposed to.
I would
but
say
you
probably 99% of the time, 95% of the time, they're using the wrong vocab.
Yeah, but it's like you have to interpret that and figure out what they're going to want, and you have to read for all these other clues. I mean, I don't know if you've read the book Corked
Yes.
by Bianca Bosker, but...
Yeah.
Really thrilling.
Also, if you're
read.
hearing me drinking right now, it's because
you're
I'm
checking to make sure it's not corked.
I'm checking everything for poison because I'm here with two very high-profile celebrities.
Oh
And,
my
And
Um,
if you did
God.
poison us, it would
Did you know
actually be
that's actually
right,
why
right.
huge
toasts
controversy.
That's why toasts exist. Is like medieval times, like checking against poison. So doing a toast in someone's honor is like, if it's poisoned, we're all going down for you.
I'm obsessed with
Because I
that.
feel like I see that in movies.
And that's why
but I
it's
didn't know
bad.
why they were.
Yeah, that's why it's bad taste to drink a toast
water.
in your own honor, and also a water. But like it's like Lily is being honored for
So many things.
so many things. How can we name it?
Yeah.
I know.
You know.
Where do we start?
It's a scroll that goes all the way down out across the Brooklyn Bridge. Anyways, so if we were to toast you and you drank in your own honor, it's like, what's the point? Because then Steven and I would die for nothing.
Right.
And
Right.
you'd die too.
Right. You want to make sure that all of the jesters are dying
my
first.
jesters are dying, and I live.
And you're calling us your jesters now. I see what happened. We give you an inch and you take a mile.
Okay, let's.
And now you know why the
reset.
Magna Carta was signed. People couldn't deal with your bullshit.
Now that we have the wine,
Yeah.
would you perform kind of how you ask people what they're interested in?
What color do you want? No, I'm just kidding.
Wow. Really gruff. Very gruff opener.
No. So just the only preface I'll say is that a lot of this had to do with a trip to Montreal I took as a part of a bachelorette party.
Obsessed.
And we went to a place called Jeans. I don't know if you've heard of it.
No. I went to Montreal once and tried to get my friend Sam to go to a gay club, but he was too repressed and he wouldn't.
Wow.
Well, I think he went for 2 minutes.
This was 86.
Yeah, you were. Your mom was in diapers at that point. Yeah,
You went with my mom.
Yeah, I went with your mom.
Jeans. It's a whole warehouse full of jeans, and it doesn't seem. It's like Costco ambiance.
Okay.
And you're walking around, and you're already starting to like sweat, and you stink. And this guy walks up and is like, "Do you know what you're looking for? Like, what are you?" And you're like, "I'm good. Just don't talk at me. Don't look at me. Don't do it." And you go, you pick whatever fucking jeans. You go into the changing room. The jeans are horrible. And then I came out, and the guy came up to me again, was like, "Are you sure you don't have like an idea?" And I was like, "Okay, fine. Like, this is kind of what I'm looking for." He just looks at me, doesn't even measure me. Looks at me, brings back 4 of the most perfect pairs of jeans I'd ever put
Wow.
on. They fit perfectly, and then
And
they
half.
hem them in the store and give you water while you wait.
Wow. Like
Wow.
For free.
the lesson you learned was like, oh, hospitality can be a feeling, and like someone can like figure out what you need before you are even able to articulate it yourself.
Most importantly, it's that like people don't realize the service they're missing because they already don't know what questions to ask.
Right.
Or there's this like, not to be so liberal arts, but there's this book called A Man's Place by Annie Ernaux. I don't know if anyways.
No,
there's
we
a
don't
moment-
read.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing, yeah.
Celebrity Book Club.
We're going to start pouring wine now.
Okay.
So basically what happens is if you would go into Deb's, this is what, and if you get the cookbook, please wait to be tasted, out now by the time this is released. I do a lot of wine writing, and we kind of explain like what the wine service is, what our stuff about it is. And one of those things is this thing called Wine Journeys that I developed as kind of like a survival mechanism, trying to sell natural wine to people that didn't know about it. And it started because at first I would ask people like what kind of wine they typically like. So they'd be like, "Oh, I like a Malbec. I like a this." And then it would ultimately always fail because I was trying to assimilate the wines that we had into...
Right, which just didn't work.
Right.
It didn't work whatsoever. And then there was one night where I just like absolutely broke down. And I was like...
It's the come to God
Yeah, I was
moment.
like, if you have a log cabin... They wanted a red wine. And I was like, you have a log cabin in the woods. Would you rather have a bearskin rug inside or a jacuzzi tub outside? And they said bearskin rug inside. And so I got them like a beautiful Barbera and they loved it.
Right.
Oh my God.
Right. The bearskin, they wanted
This
something
kind of
cozy
smoky
and round.
Italian,
Yeah.
smooth red.
And
Yeah. Something I always say, my go-to description when I get to a wine bar is I say, I want a very tannic, light, muscly red, a red that feels like it's just been on a hike. Very sweaty. And
You love that hike line.
very sweaty and sinewy. And
I'm sure they get it.
they get it.
Yeah.
They almost always get it.
Okay, so
What are we starting with?
well, I think what I'm going to do is ask you both some questions, and then you'll get different wines.
I love that. Okay.
and
so
then,
fun.
so the first one is, if you had a wine, like, what character in the L word would you want your wine to be?
Okay. I think I would want my wine
Bet.
to be Peggy Peabody. I want this.
Musty.
Yeah, I want this musty, overpriced cab on the menu.
Oh, honey, she's worth it.
But you get it and you're like, works every time.
Okay. I have your bet here. Let me get the ASMR going.
It's like very powerful and yet, very vulnerable and insecure, at the same time.
It's like business suit gets pushed up for the fucking.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. This is a chilled red.
So you pour me a chill red. It's a very pinkish color.
It's called La Partouze, and it's kind of a punk collage Sex Pistols type of
very Sex Pistols, where like when you pull out a letter from different magazines,
Or it's like the title card in a TV show in the like late 2000s, early 2010s, and it's kind of animated.
Yeah, well, it slaps on like
okay,
one
I would
by
have said
one.
maybe more like late 90s.
What did you pour me?
This is a lovely Petnat Rosé by Beaujeu de Loire, and her name is Louisa.
Louisa. Okay, Stephen, I feel like this wine is very that Crudo place we went to in Venice. Like it's being natty wine, but in a little more, I'll say her name, like Marissa Ross type of way.
Right.
I don't know if we can talk about her.
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm getting.
This is like
I'm getting roasted peach on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting a little bit of sunflower seed,
Mm-hmm.
but like I'm not chewing the sunflower
seed oil. You're not the trucker eating the sunflower seeds, spitting it out.
It's like I'm seeing a friend eat sunflower seeds and being like, I don't want that. Now I'm going to give it a little taste.
okay.
It has a dryness that I like. It's a little acidity in the front. I'm not. Okay, actually, maybe I am getting a little bit of that volatile acidity that you were talking about. I'm feeling it in the sort of bottom back of my throat a little bit, and there's a little bit of that citrusiness that you were referencing. I feel like this is a teenage grape, if I may.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I chose this for Bet because Bet's a bad girl.
Yes. Yes.
So it's not a teenage grape in like the Shane way, where I was thinking maybe a Shane grape would be a little more like it's just fucking fermented.
Yeah.
Totally.
I have to say I'm already jealous of your volcano tannic.
Yeah.
So let's move on. I'm going to talk about on the
You need to
nose.
talk about your Peggy.
It's almost, actually, it's not even Peggy. It's Clementine, Phyllis's daughter. Like, it's brunch on the nose for me.
It's borderline Clementine, but I also want to bring in...
but it is, it's absolutely Peggy, where it's like, she's serving this
It's like
at
a daytime
brunch
meeting in her office.
Oh, absolutely. I'm getting heavy daytime here. This is what I would give to if I was you, at Little Deb's. A bachelorette crew rolls into Little Deb's. They haven't really, they're a little more classic wine, but they're getting into natural wine. I would start them off as this just for a toast and see who dies.
I would also say, if I'm going to be, we're being honest here.
Only honesty in the whisper room.
In the whisper room. That's the name.
TM.
That's the name of the VIP club, is the whisper room. That's where the dances happen. So this I would also give to a certain type of straight couple of a certain age who Bon Appetit is their Bible.
And they're
front to
47.
It's like he's wearing the blue French workman's jacket.
I saw this couple. I went to this.
We see
have
this
you been
couple
to
everywhere.
King Mother?
Yeah.
No.
Natural wine bar by me. And
By me.
by me.
Tell them
By
you know me.
Oh yeah, by me. I own it.
Do you know it's in Lilyville?
But what's interesting about this wine is at the end there is this. It's getting my mouth. It's looking for water because it's dry in this funkier way that I do like. That's
This is reminding me of in Bianca Bosker's book, Corked Dork, she talks about this thing where she's like, when people say they want a dry wine, they're usually not saying dry as in not sweet. They mean tannic. They want something that's going to dry their mouth
Or
out.
alcoholic.
Yeah.
So the next question is,
Okay.
let's say you two win the lottery. Okay.
Together?
No,
Together.
separately. This is
Because
you're,
if we
you're
bought
in your
this
own
joint ticket
separate
and then it
bubbles.
gets so dark.
Uh-huh. You win the lottery, and first you're super great and good, and you like donate and redistribute the wealth, but you let
course.
yourself have like one crazy purchase. Like it could be like a jet ski or like a car or a like what is one like
Saltwater pool.
You knew it.
Okay. I
Where
knew
is
it.
that going? In your apartment?
No, I think it's like I'm quote unquote redistribute the wealth and stuff, and I'm getting a house.
Yeah.
The house is like boring. I'm not going to just be like house, and with the house there's a yard, and then we're getting
The house is this just like insanely normal, just like brick 2-family in Forest Hills, but then you're getting this saltwater pool.
Why
in the
not?
back.
Okay.
Does it have a waterfall?
I actually wasn't. I was thinking a little more endless, though. I feel like if I was going to do waterfall, I would just do chlorine and be a little more time Bahama. I'm shocked by the nose of this gorgeous. It's just your classic. It's a deep yellow. Mm-hmm.
Not a piss yellow though. It's like
it's not piss. I would
a
say
champagne
it's
yellow.
a little bit piss of the gods.
Yeah,
You know, it's
Ambrosia.
like this
Lemony.
is Zeus's.
Not us both saying ambrosia.
This is Zeus's piss to
Greek
me.
girls.
That's
Yeah.
the golden rain that comes down onto what's her name and makes her pregnant.
And I wasn't expecting just the crazy summer peach that happened.
Okay, so this is a Greek wine,
Okay,
And
so I
it's-
was right with the Zeus.
I love the Greeks.
and
Greeks have
the
been having
label
a
is
good
like
showing
these
recently.
two hands holding grapes. Mm-hmm. This is very
And
kind
it's
of
called Papulka.
classic natural wine label where
Oh my
it
god!
kind of looks like stationery.
I want the. Okay, here's the thing: the natural
Let's talk
wine
about the
label
labels.
bingo. Pun is big. They love puns. Child's drawing.
It
The
has
child's
to,
drawing
no,
is
it's very
huge.
child's drawing. Like
Or child's drawing bordering
Animal
on,
doing a crazy thing.
yeah, like a weird goat, but it's very line drawing. I would say like it's very like that person in art school who's like there with their like journal and they're like just always drawing. And there's like, yeah, I just do torn journal pages of like weird goats and like little
And then you find out
girls.
their parent is like loaded. And they have like
Yeah.
huge over the ear headphones that they wear everywhere.
okay,
Yeah.
that was me being so autistic in my little sketchbook in middle school, and I would always draw this character called Wispy Woman, and she was
no,
a,
Stephen. That was not the drawings I'm talking about. You are a totally different girl. Stephen would draw a full hentai. Wispy Woman had massive taws.
Not always. The point of Wispy Woman was that her hair was her dress, which I thought was really interesting.
I guess I'm
But
saying
like,
you were
I'm
like
assuming the breasts
yeah, they were huge
interacted with the hair.
You were doing like crazy slutty.
all you're remembering is what
pagan.
turned you on.
You were being gay.
Yeah, you're being a
Sorry.
huge fag. Sorry, I'm talking about
Wispy
just
woman.
like
I also
Yeah.
would draw these little robot men that were just made of like tin. Like
That's
there's
a
lot.
little more indie, sure. If you want to be
Yeah.
this indie pins.
I think that you're different than the person we're talking about.
Okay, that's fair.
If you're not latching to the question, I can pose a different question.
What was the question?
It was
Not to pry, but
you won the lottery, you were an incredible person, you redistributed the wealth, but you got one crazy thing for yourself.
I would say that I want like a $36 million penthouse in Hong Kong.
That's too big. I'm talking like jet ski
You haven't
to pool.
redistributed
the
enough, I
ceiling. The
guess.
ceiling is like $50K.
Oh,
See, I feel like my saltwater pool is honestly still costing $100K. But yeah, okay.
You're
so,
right. I'm my experience with pool.
Yeah, please read up on pool costs.
It either has to be saltwater pool or below.
that sucks.
Yeah. I can ask you a different question. I
No,
have
it's
a
fine.
million.
No, I would like buy clothes.
Then
You're
let
like,
me ask
I'm
you-
already there with the money, so it's kind of hard for me.
Let me ask
to...
you a follow-up question. then.
$50K. That's like literally just like making less than the median
Okay,
salary
Steven.
in America. Like,
Let's level with me here. Level with me here.
Try not to.
Have you
alienate.
seen the film Ocean's 11?
yes.
Which of the heist team in Ocean's 11 do you want your wine to be?
Oh, I mean, Brad Pitt.
Okay. Okay.
Well, which is the 26-story penthouse in Hong Kong.
I would
a little
honestly
more-
say this one is also this one is
The same one.
the same
So-
one that
The
is
Greek-
saltwater pool is also Brad Pitt
Okay.
because he's always eating.
Yeah. It's indulgent, is what you're saying.
Well, in such a
No,
prop.
but it's like he's always like licking a
All right, well,
salty
let's taste
thing.
it
and
and
Okay,
let's see
licking
what-
it.
1,
okay.
2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Jumping into your saltwater pool. One,
I'm
two,
almost. I'm
three.
getting peanut butter on the nose, if I may.
You know what it is? It's like peanut butter peach whiskey pie shake
No,
on the nose.
I don't. On the nose, yeah. But then
Not
when I
tasting.
taste
No, but
it,
then
I'm
it
not
calms
getting
down.
any of that whipped cream.
Because I'll tell you, I was scared by the nose
Yeah, I was a
that
little
this
scared,
was going to
too.
be just like a bowl of syrup.
Yeah, that's what
Yucky.
I was getting.
And then
Yeah.
it's calmer. I mean, I do still feel like it's getting dessert wine. I would not normally like.
Yeah.
I feel like this is
even
not
that
for.
super sweet. It's. I have to say, it goes down a little quick. I'm not in love with this wine. Sorry.
No, same.
Yeah.
No. Technically speaking, this wine does not have residual sugar whatsoever, and what you're tasting is actually the fruitiness, and often our palates can confuse fruit for sweet.
Isn't fruit sweet?
Yes, but you can have a fruity
That was my thought too.
character.
Thank
Yeah,
you. I'm glad
I
you said it because
sorry.
I'm not.
You can have-
And again-
I felt stupid.
And again, I'm not gonna. As you said, there are no stupid questions. There are only stupid
Yeah.
answers.
So it's like you can have fruit is sweet, but something can like that's the crazy thing about grapes. And I forget who wrote this article, but I remember reading it. And grapes release a special chemical that mimic other flavor things. Obviously, I retained a lot of that
Okay.
article.
Mimic other flavor
Flavor
things.
things.
Okay, yeah, that tracks.
Okay, so the last question is, what is it going to be? Okay, if you could go swimming anywhere, anytime, any place, like, I need the picture. I need a full sensory experience.
Okay.
There's so many
There's
pools.
so
play-
many
There's
places.
so many
your little
things going
game.
to my
I'll play
head.
ya.
Like I'm
This
thinking,
is
like
hard.
there's that famous like pool at that hotel in Singapore that like overlooks the city or whatever. But
Wait,
that's
but
so
it's-
cheesy and Instagram.
No, but are you
I'm
asking
also-
us? So, are you asking us a body of water we've been to, not just we're
If
dreaming
this is fantasy.
of?
This is fantasy. I'm also thinking. like
He's
a,
right.
a stunning,
Okay, yeah.
a stunning
But I
infinity
wish he
pool
was.
Well, okay, that's what I was
in
going
the
to say.
desert. You know what I mean? Next to this insane, like modernist, like
It's-
house that's been thrown out in the middle of nowhere. I'm
I-
also thinking Hawaiian waterfall. Like
I mean, I'm
totally
going to
secluded.
Hawaii. I'm going to the Caribbean, but I'm also going. Sorry, hometown, fucking ice cold Atlantic on the Cape, and you get in there and it's so cold, but it's so hot outside, and then you get used to it. And people are like, "How can you do it? How can you do it?" And you say, "You're a fucking pussy. Get in here, okay?
Yeah.
We're on the Cape," and then it
Sick.
doesn't, and then it feels fine, and you're just rocking in those waves
Sick.
back and forth.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, I'll stop dreaming about infinity pools I've never been to.
Wow.
I'll talk about the oceans I fucking know.
Wow.
You need to start writing lyrics, bro.
Thanks. I have a huge journal. I would love to show them to you sometimes. Tons of journals.
My mom
actually.
calls it a tome, but like I don't really know what that means. But like I'd be thrilled to share it with you.
She has years like 98 to 2011, and then so I'll tell her to bring those next time. So that's my answer. Steven, what's your Singapore fantasy?
What's your Singapore sling?
I want to be in a sling getting fucked in Singapore by the police. With
The
and
entire-
a psalm
this
is
is-
filming. Yes, cops. Yes, psalms.
Yes,
Yes,
sulfur.
cops.
Yes,
Yes,
sulfur.
some. Yes, sulfur.
You're drinking the sweetest, most sulfurous.
Okay. Also, I'm just gonna say, I'm not gonna say anything. Actually, I'm gonna let you develop your own
All right,
opinions.
so you're pouring me this wine that's called Hedonis.
And this is in the
Hedoniste.
Alsace
Alsatian
bottle.
bottle.
Alsatian bottle.
I'm
Whatever-
assuming it's French.
Yeah.
Or
It's imported by Camille Rivière.
I love her work.
when I see
She does
an
amazing importation.
Alsatian bottle, I feel like and I'm not getting the Alsatian. I'm getting, okay, I will say this. The bottle that you're pouring me is something that I probably would just, in my just kind of natural wine pilled, I want a renegade punk rock winemaker, I would instantly probably buy this, no questions asked.
I mean, myself as well. Like,
It's called Lou 38, another good GNC name.
Okay, this wine, I'm getting like a little bit of acetone on the nose, which I love. I'm getting a little bit of
That's also where I start banging my like pots and pans about wine stuff, is that you're trained in the wine world to taste for flaws, and the acetone is technically a flaw.
But it's like all wine tastes like
instead of-
acetone a little bit. So it's like, I feel like that's too...
Right, I'd rather the
too
acetone.
yeah, like everything, and that's where we go back to anti-carceral.
Okay, yeah, bring us back.
Things. But it is like, you know, it's just, what do you like? Because, like, someone's making that wine and someone's going to like it. Like,
then I also get a little bit of old desk. When I say old desk, I mean a nice antique.
I don't think that I brought any...
Mid-century or kind of...
No, like 19th century.
Oh, it's like
Mid-last
big.
century.
So you are
It's not
saying
he-
big, heavy?
It's not heavy. It's
Someone's
just
writing a letter
it's
about
the
why
sharpness.
women should vote on it.
Exactly. It's the varnish on the desk. I don't know if you
Is
want to
it one
taste
of
it.
those fold-out
Yes.
desks?
If it were an
Okay.
Ameri- if
You
it
know
were-
what the desk I'm referring
okay, well,
to,
I
Lily.
was getting there.
If it were an American Girl doll, it would be Samantha.
That's
Oh, wow. Okay, so this is full nail polish as someone who just wore nail polish, and I took it off this weekend.
as someone of
I-
recent nail polish experience.
I'm getting absolute nail polish again, and it's a trigger. And I feel like if I smelled this, which I am right now,
Yeah.
If I were being the person I am at this moment,
I think I'm going to like the way I look, but let's see.
It's a shocker.
okay.
Oh.
I want to taste Lily's like
And I haven't
punk
even
wine.
give my... This is shocking me.
Yeah.
It is creamy. I get it. It's like, it's you know what it is? It's a little more like the bolognese isn't made yet, but
Completely.
we're midway through.
Okay. Yep.
This is the sauce. The
Wait,
sauce
that's
is not
actually so
done.
genius because sometimes when you taste
You're
the
right.
sauce, you're like, there's something a little bit sharp about it. That's like
Yeah.
a little off.
Yeah.
That's like almost.
And you're like, okay, I need to put in the milk, and then we're stirring a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
This is, I think, a good wine to drink while making the heavy pasta.
This is the wine that, like, in the cookbook, which actually, if you do order the Please Wait to Be Tasted cookbook by Lil Deb's Oasis.
And is that available on Amazon or wherever books are sold?
Local
Correct.
bookstores?
I would
Bookstores
strongly
only.
recommend placing an order with Spotty Dog Books, which is our local bookstore in Hudson, New York.
Love that. And do they ship internationally? I am located in Hong Kong.
Canada?
This wine is...
Oh my God! Wait, okay, Lily. The Lou 38. So this like the very punk wine.
We
It kind of
haven't
has
even
this
gotten-
magic hat
yeah.
as kind of label. Like
for
the-
sure
the-
Magic Hat.
wow. The nose is
Also, again, PG.
insanely peachy.
Yeah,
I have
the
Snapple
peachy to
over
the
here.
boots,
I'm
and then
smelling
it's
Snapple.
but it's less snappily than the other one,
Yeah.
and it
I would
also
say the
is
first one is
quick.
more like lemon Snapple, and this one is maybe peach Snapple.
Well,
if we
when
have
I
to do it.
used to drink Snapple, and I haven't had one in years.
This is so.
Can you imagine if I
I
pulled
would go-
Snapples out of the cooler right now?
To me, this is so kombucha forward that it's a little tough for me. And
See,
I-
that is, I was to say, the Lou, like, I am more of a, like, when I'm going to a store, being like, can I get, like, your funkiest, weirdest, barnyardiest?
But this isn't funky because I'm not getting any, like, it's not making my
Well, it's
my
quick.
stomach go, like, you know what I mean? Like, a super funky wine to me should, like, make me want to throw up. It's so insane. And I love that. But, like, it should, like, be painful going down because it's so acidic.
Yeah.
Like,
I think
to
this
me
is something you bring out, actually,
Easy peasy.
it's towards the end of the night.
I think it is kombucha.
This is, if I were, I'm going to be honest, in this showing, I think that what is missing is like a beautiful, elegant, austere white wine.
I was about to say that, yes. And I wasn't, but
A Chablis,
gonna call you that, but-
not to...
No, oh yeah,
Okay.
or like a white Burgundy. Like, the truth is that I'm just going to come out and say it. I have been drinking Chardonnays recently.
Well, Chardonnay is a beautiful grape.
I'm just gonna, I need to
Okay,
get to
yeah,
know the
this
Lewis
one,
more.
I think you should retaste that one
yeah, I think
because
this was my
it
favorite,
needed to come up to temperature. And this is a note about temperature, which is why drinking wine with people is really important, is because there's never any right answers. And this one was as cold as the others when it came out, and it had
In your
much
big-
less character.
I think this is my favorite. I think
Yeah.
I think the punk like collage
I agree.
magazine one is my favorite because it's sitting
The
in
kitchen
and,
sink.
and what we're talking about for our
and,
listeners
and I'm surprised
is
that I
the-
said that because I feel like you said that it was bad because it was so kitchen sink, but I'm kind of like
Well, that was the
It's-
50 grape blend. It's also
It's not bad because it's kitchen sink, but it started off. This is exactly,
This is the bet wine, everyone.
This is the bet wine, and this is exactly what I was talking about with
Bet
volatile
wins.
acidity, where if you open something up and let it mellow out, you might get to know it better.
Celebrity Book Club.
Segment grapes.
How does she live?
What does
Where does she live?
Where does she live? How does she live?
Okay, what does she eat? So
What
let's
does
go
she?
through
Let's
the
just do
bottles.
super fast. Okay, so let's just start with the Lou 38.
Let's line them up so we just
Lou
go.
38.
So Lou 38, again, this is the Magic Hat label.
It's vegan, maybe. I think it's like a little bit. Is it crazy to say buffalo cauliflower?
Oh, it is. It's doing like it actually is eating vegan in that way that's like
Naughty.
so heavy and naughty.
As the
where
French
it's
say,
like,
trash.
it's just like fried cauliflower covered in so much buffalo mayo.
I'm going to
Ranch.
say that the Lou 38 is like one of those concerning TikTok communes where you're like, are they getting their nutrients?
Yeah.
And then, like, when they're having dinner with their parents that are wealthy, they get the buffalo cauliflower.
They do.
Okay. And if I may ask, if you were to pair this with something featured in the Little Deb's cookbook, now on sale,
Ooh, baby.
what would you pair it with?
I think I would do it with the...
You're like, never read the book.
Oh. No, I would do it probably with the salchipapas, which are like salchipapas bravas, which are like a fried potato hot dog pickled chili like extravaganza.
Totally. I mean, because it
Okay.
is giving beer vibes in this way. And I've weirdly, can I confess something to you?
Say it.
I mean, I feel like I've been in less of a natural wine place and more in a craft beer place lately.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
you do live in Ditmas.
This is in the rule of threes.
And as I said, I went to a natural wine bar in Ditmas
Yeah.
yesterday where I saw an older couple in a blazer.
in the
But,
rule of
yeah.
threes. Shout out to my boyfriend Andy. He will stop by the gas station and get what I call his man beers. And
Are they tall matte labels as well?
it depends on his mood. He's a Sagittarius, so he likes
Same.
adventure.
Okay. Also
He likes to
Sag.
try new things. I knew we were connecting.
Yeah.
Okay,
What about
please
you,
literally
Steven?
get a room. So I'm moving on in terms of
I
how
am
to she eat.
disgusted.
I'm actually completely disgusted by how weirdly erotic this has gotten. I'm moving on to the Greek wine. The nose again. The nose is now giving me like full sandwich. Like I'm just like
So,
green.
Also, how does she live with
did-
the Greek wine? Low bad to me.
Oh, major, like the pallets, like the wooden pallets,
pallets on the
just
floor,
pushed
which
together.
which I love.
Books stacked up, no bookshelves. Books stacked up on the floor.
And I do think that she is a little bit cottagecore.
Incredible. Do we want to move on to Louisa?
Yeah, let's move into
So
Louisa.
Louisa, this is the kind of orange that like Lily tried initially that has this like really childish
Sparkling
cookie.
rosé.
Yeah, it's like cran almost. And
we
I
said
mean,
brunch.
And this is the one where I was like, this is kava. I'm drinking kava.
I mean, this to me,
You made me go full whale sound there.
I'm almost just like she
Me
lives
taster again.
in.
So sorry.
Charleston.
I'm going to actually
sorry.
blow your mind for a second. This is a Portuguese guy who is 5'7", who is dating an American brunette who is 5'9", that he met, and she works in marketing, whatever. They live in Chicago, and he's just like very like short sleeve heavy.
You're almost there for me, but it's California. It's not
I need
Chicago.
to say something completely different to everyone here, which is that I think that this is like not a Grimes and Elon couple vibe, but like one of them is tech, like one of them is the money, and one of them is the like.
That's what I'm saying. I think Lauren is
Creative.
the money. I think Lauren and this is her like Portuguese short boyfriend. But like,
that's what I'm
he's
saying.
so fun and she likes him.
What
but,
I
like,
originally said about this wine, that this is the crudo place we went to in Venice. I think they own a restaurant with a live DJ in
I don't
California.
think this
for me.
wine has the grit to own a
Oh,
restaurant.
I agree. I think that's what I'm saying. I think he's sitting at the apartment. Like,
I would say that these are
FaceTiming
like,
his mom on his massive Samsung every day
I
while
would
she's
say
at work.
These are more like there's like a certain type of person.
Sorry,
in
the
the
way I'm
industry.
right, the way I'm literally
No,
correct.
okay.
No, but I'm
No,
going to
sorry.
fight you because
Wheeler
I'm
was
a
right
tourist.
with the
I'm
grit.
standing my ground here, which is that I personally believe about this wine that this is the type of it's a compromise here. It's the couple. But it's not a restaurant. It's like a fake influencer food project, and they cook one thing like a year,
Oh wait,
Yes.
that's so
and they're
true.
super stressed the whole time.
And just like they're both on their lots. I think he's a little more like she's like.
And there's always
Babe,
pictures
can we
of
talk?
her. She's big hat. And he's also big hat but smaller.
And he's like,
Okay, so
I'm
they're-
emailing with our purveyors right now.
They're more influencer than I was.
And he knows
suggesting.
how to get the tinned fish. And she's
Oh,
so
yes.
tinned fish.
And that's what
she's
keeps
clog. She's clog
That's
and
what
she's
keeps
tinned
them
fish.
fucking is that he orders tinned fish from like someone he knows and gets a really good price for the like Morello Sardinos.
You've
like
added
in olive
another
oil.
layer of pathos to this, which I'm very interested by, and I do see the sort of ersatz quality of this wine where it's trying to be someone that it is not, and I get that, and I appreciate.
Well,
where
I
that's
don't
coming
know
from.
if they're trying to be someone that they're not. I think that they're truly what they are. I just don't think that they see what they are.
Yeah.
Well, that I feel like that is a bit the same thing though, because I think they're pretending that they have this like incredibly interesting like food pop up every 2 weeks, but it is, as you said, like they're doing this one like cannellini bean a year, and just like, and here's our bean, here's our annual
Wait,
bean.
by the way, sorry, these beans I
His
had.
annual bean.
These beans I had
annual
last
bean.
night. Ready for this? This is how they were built.
Paint the picture with the fava, the aqua fava.
Brothy beans in parentheses by Jen.
Stop.
Yeah,
By
by
Jen.
Jen.
Did you get to
Where
meet
was
Jen?
Where was this?
This is the Natural Wine Bar in Lilyville.
Brothy beans
Lily.
by
By
Jen.
Jen.
Just so you-
Natural wine by Lily, brothy beans by Jen.
Wait, not this brothery in Lilyville. Wait,
And it's like,
were they
why
trying to
isn't
be like-
everything else by Jen?
Sorry,
Why are
they were like,
Wait,
no,
Lil,
this.
I need
yeah.
you to finish.
This is
Oh,
not Alison Roman's brothy beans. These
it's
are
Jen's.
Jen's beans.
And guess who was sitting next to me with her new husband?
Well, not Roman because they're not married.
Some bitch.
Jen.
Really? Oh no.
What if she's listening right now? Jen, I love you.
Okay, the hedoniste, this French bitch, this tall French bitch that smelled like acetone to me. This is Old Desk. So I think that
Let's give her another whiff.
Okay, the desk is moving into the 20th century.
To me, can I go?
Yes.
Lot of mental illness.
The way I saw my mom in your that was so parent to be like, lot of mental illness.
Well, I feel like maybe our mothers would connect. My mom starts
I think our moms would like eyes
Oh,
roll back in the
awesome.
head,
It's
levitate
just
off the
it's like,
ground.
Like my mom starts any story about anyone as this. Working class Chinese mother, tons of schizophrenia on the father's side. Microchemist, went to Harvard, met her husband, sexless marriage.
My mom starts with her. She starts with a face, which this is bad for podcasts, but she just goes.
I love prefacing an expression with "This is bad for podcast."
I've got a face for radio. But and then she goes, I've been really worried about her.
Oh God! I
So-
mean, mom's.
This wine,
the
a
whole
lot
thing
of
is-
mental
A lot of
illness.
mental illness. And I think it's someone who's, and of course she's beautiful and everyone's like, oh.
Can I say something?
Yeah. Karine.
Huge canvas photo print, Marilyn Monroe black and white.
Oh, wow,
I think she's classier than that.
No,
Sorry.
I actually agree. That's so cheesy because she's
Because
actually.
it's not Eiffel Tower,
No,
but it
it's
is.
Marilyn Monroe, like from IKEA?
No, it's not IKEA. It's
But
more
it's very-
expensive,
No,
but it's
but-
in the way that rich people can be so into Marilyn Monroe still.
Yeah,
Yes.
because she's being like, I need one big pop art piece here, and it's not that she lives in an Airbnb, which would be the fake Eiffel Tower thing.
No.
But it is a little bit more. If I may, I don't think she listens to the pod. Tara Reid, who I adore, but who I Skyped
I
with
don't
her
think
once.
she listens to the pod.
Quote Stephen, I don't think she listens to this pod. Tara Reid.
Honestly,
I'm
great merch
imagining-
idea for you guys. Just a photo of Tara Reid on a white shirt with "I don't think she listens to the
That
pod."
actually is
That's
full of-
genius.
That's genius.
I have the capitalism disease. It's
Okay, Merched. But I did Skype with her once, and I saw the inside of her apartment, and there were like full. It was so cheesy, girl, like that, like Bobby Trendy, like
You know
what, guys?
Marilyn.
I was so non-bored because I was just
Wait,
smelling the wine.
So non-board is very like 5 non-blondes or whatever.
Yeah, I'm so non-bored because I was just smelling the wine and the acetone.
You're non-boardinary.
And I'm non-boardinary. Lily 38.
I'm really sorry.
far.
That was
Too
like an
far.
underhanded pitch, and I had to deal with it. I just had to sort it out. It landed on my desk, and that's all I had
really
to do.
defines non-boardinary.
I'm always like, I never get bored.
You literally don't get bored.
Yeah, I'm
no,
like-
Parker in front of the Roku channel where it's just like the
city.
The city.
The city.
I'm like, I can have tons of ideas going on.
You start being like, just a guy like me in the big city.
I'm like, New York.
Lilyville.
Too far.
Too far. Roku City is Lilyville. Anyway, I tasted the wine again, and I'm on board with the Marilyn Monroe thing. It was so nail polish, like girl for me in this Tribeca loft that's empty, and she's just like eating nothing. And then when I tasted it, I was like, oh right, this is really like Milky and Hershey's, and she has Marilyn Monroe.
It's like she has a pet bunny.
I'm a little torn now. I'm almost thinking maybe
Porch
now
swing.
The punk is my favorite.
Yeah. I said that originally.
Oh,
The
I
punk-
thought you were talking about the Alsatian.
No.
The punk needed to come up to
needs-
temperature.
No, not Miss
La
Depressed Girl.
Partuse. Well, you're actually the Frenchie. How would you say this?
La Partuse.
Yes, I was right.
La Partuse.
You know what this wine is?
Partuse.
That like
La
French
Part.
80s like
We're not
power
doing the- we're not
pop
saying
punk
that
song.
together.
Un, deux, trois, like Le Plastic. I can't sing.
You're so right. It's also like that type of straight couple where like they're not queer, but they've decided that they like live in a different decade and they both dress coordinated.
Yes.
And like it's like a neckerchief. It's like a
Wait,
little
that
boat
is-
neck.
Thank you for saying that, because that is such a weird thing where they're being like, okay, so you're both like in a painting. Like you're both.
They've chosen to romanticize
Beyond just
their
like a
lives
rockabilly
together.
couple. Like it's like the
No, it's not
Rockabilly-
rockabilly. It's like the guy.
this is a
the
little
guy has a piece of
rockabilly.
hay in his
It
mouth,
could be.
and she has a gingham dress, and you're like, you're
I think
really
this
choosing to do that.
wine
Rockabilly is a major
the
part
girl
of Bay Area
is
culture.
owning possibly a vintage store. This wine owns a
No, I'm
vintage
getting
store.
gingham for sure. I think she's in gingham, and I think he is in hat.
I don't think
You don't think they're doing a little bit of like
he is hat. I don't know if they own a vintage store, just in the sense of like, I think that
They're just shopping at the vintage store. They
vintage
just- yes.
store. They like all the vintage store proprietors know them by name immediately. They are like
They
the
walk
king and
in,
queen.
they
It's
pull
like
stuff.
the Ritz for them.
But at
every
the end
vintage
of the
store.
day, maybe he's in post production.
or he, or he's like he's not a costume designer, but he's like a props guy. You know,
Yes,
like he's
art department.
for sure art
I
department.
love that for a man.
And she's like she
It's one of the hottest
illustrates-
jobs for a straight
she
guy.
like illustrates children's books. I think that when a certain type of man who works in production is one of the hottest types of straight men, because it means that they have almost no pride and are okay with being told what to do and have
but
a
are
certain
also, like,
level of
strong
empathy
and can do a bunch of skills
and can solve problems.
yeah, which is what
Yeah.
you need them for.
But it doesn't go to their head.
Okay, who are you in the book? I would say
Yeah.
I'm going to just come out and say I do feel like I am what I originally called as the Lauren of the girlfriend of the Portuguese
You're the
5'8"
Louisa.
guy. I
Yeah.
am Louisa, like from. No, I'm the girl of her. Like he is the.
You're the girl of
5'8".
her.
I'm the girl of her. He is the Portuguese.
Beautiful book title.
She's the girl of her. Like she's the 5'8" Portuguese guy, and like I'm dating him, and I'm like, yeah, I'm
Yes.
obsessed with my
No.
5'8" Portuguese man. Like
But
he's
he,
so hot.
he also lays it down, and that's a part of their
Oh,
dynamic.
honey, the
Oh,
pipe is in
There's
and
a
out
reason
and back
why
in.
you're like
But it's
letting,
beyond the pipe, and that's why you stay.
why you're paying
Wait, hashtag beyond the pipe.
you're paying $2,200. He pays. Depends
Six.
on the month.
Six.
Six.
It's a hard six, yeah. Wait, this is so accurate. I'm obsessed.
Okay, Wheeler, I think you're
Yeah, hit me.
the Alsatian.
You think I'm this one?
because it's like there's
Oh, wait,
I feel like-
Miss Miss Troubled Desk.
trouble.
A lot of mental
just 'cause I
illness.
just feel like you have so many layers. And you know it's sharp on the front. You know, I'll say it. I was intimidated by you when I first met you. I was like, "Who's this cool not sommelier?" And then it's a creamy center.
Wow.
I definitely have a creamy center. I think that like there's obviously the difference between like how you want to be seen. Like I think in my dream I'm the peachy one that no one liked, but I like. Or I would be like the punk rock, but obviously I'm not La Partuse. And I
You're
think
not Le Partouze, but
You're
you're
not a
giving me
field
a little
blend of
more
30, yeah.
the 50.
I'm not a field blend, and I think that that's something that I'm getting more comfortable with. Is that like because I am a little crazy, you know?
Right, and
And this is, I think, the one that says
and
that
Trouble
most.
Desk Girl is a little crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a bunny girl, but like my essence could be.
I could see you having a bunny, absolutely.
My essence could be bunny girl.
But you stopped yourself from
well, actually,
being
when
bunny.
I was a kid, my dad built a big cage for our bunnies because they kept getting scared to death.
Oh, so you had bunnies.
As a child.
So there we go.
Okay,
You're
so
a bunny.
You literally are a bunny girl.
You're a
just
bunny.
being
No,
like,
but
no, but I would never.
a bunny as a child in the outdoors is different than a bunny in your house as an adult.
I agree.
Sure,
I agree.
but
And
just-
also under the name of emotional support, like a bunny girl posts on Instagram saying, "I would not be me without my bunny."
Right, and you're not there. Thank God, and you are stronger.
thank
than that.
God, yeah.
Yeah. So Lily, let's talk about you.
I mean,
I think I have
you're-
my answer.
I know.
I
I
think-
know you're looking right at that
I'm
magic
right-
hat label.
I'm looking
I
right at the
think-
Lou 38.
I think that
I
think
love
that,
the way that rolls off
I think
my
it's Lil
tongue.
38.
Yeah, it's Lil
Yeah.
38. It just feels good.
Yeah.
You know? And it is
That's
this...
a one-way ticket to Lilyville right there.
It's
Sorry.
Because it's a little bit trippy. It is this kind of rocker, but it's like plus Vermont. It has this craft beer vibe. It's on the border.
Bada bing,
Yeah.
bada boom.
Bada bing, bada boom. Lou 38.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would give the book.
I would give.
as-
I would give tasting 5 wines literally 5
Yeah,
out of
5
5 wine
wines,
bottles.
yeah.
Like I'm
5 out of
obsessed.
5 wine puns.
Yeah.
This is my favorite thing ever.
All I want to do is taste wines and talk about them.
Yeah. Wheeler, I
You
could
can
do
have me
this.
back literally anytime. I love
I'm
Can
starting,
you
to, I'm
just
starting to
be-
rethink my entire career choices right now,
Well,
and I
see-
feel like you really figured it out.
What's a book club without a little wine? You know.
Ugh, I mean, amen. End on that. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Should we
Wheeler.
cheers on-
Let's
Let's
cheers. And
cheers.
just
Oh, wait,
remind us
and
what
just
the name
and
of
do
your book,
plug.
where can people
Please
go
plug
get
the
it?
book.
The book is called Please Wait to Be Tasted, written by Carla Perez Gallardo and Hannah Black and myself. And it is a incredible journey through food, the restaurant, how we do things, wine. I have little things on all the little pages being like, this is a cool wine to think about. This is a little
I
thing
love
to
little
know.
ideas on different pages.
And
That's
at the
very
restaurant, we do things called wine poems. There's a whole little page about that and how to make your own. And there's also a thing that I wrote about how to give love advice, because that's something that we have on the menu at Lil Deb's
Fun.
Oasis. Love advice, $1 or free.
Okay, sir, you don't get most of this in your regular old cookbook, okay?
No.
This is a full journey.
Uh-uh.
So it's on sale now wherever books are sold, but again, Spotty Dog Books by Loco.
Or if you go directly to the source and suckle from the teat of Lil Deb's Oasis, you can
.com.
purchase it there.
in Hudson, New York.
In Hudson, New York.
Rent
Go
a
visit.
car.
Rent a car. Take the train.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Wheeler.
Thank you.
Best.
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 Celebrity Book Club is presented by Prologue Projects. The show is produced by Benjamin Frisch with editorial support from Leon Nafok, Andrew Parsons, and Madeline Kaplan. Our production manager is Percia Verlin. Original theme song by Stephen Phillips Horst. Artwork by Teddy Blanks at Chips NY. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at CBC The Pod. Subscribe on your favorite podcast app. Leave us a review, please. I need them. And please don't forget to tell your friends and enemies about us. And don't forget, so much not forgetting, okay? Take the fish oil. Don't forget to go to patreon.com for access to the VIP Lounge, our exclusive bonus podcast.